there, my name is Rose, my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
You know what? I think I have.
You think you have? You're not going to say no? Well, it's not a story that I would tell you.
No, it's not.
But as always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
And if the little teaser didn't give it away, we are reviewing Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, for our May the 4th Star Wars month.
Correct.
It's very exciting. We did Episode 2 last year.
We did.
Attack of the Clones. We did Phantom Menace the year before that.
Yep.
Now we're back with Revenge of the Sith. We're doing a film a year, so
Yep.
it's time to round off the prequels.
Everyone's favourite trilogy.
Certainly mine. My favourite prequel is Episode 3.
In terms of the prequels, I think I would agree with you. That one, I would say this is the best.
Yeah, of course. And you can listen to us on any Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get podcasts, we are there. Any audio platform, you can listen to us there. Now, Episode 3 follows on. It's at the end of the Clone Wars. We get to 19 BBY. It's the end of the Clone Wars with the Battle of Coruscant. We're thrust right into the action with an amazing action scene. Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor flying together in their Jedi Interceptors into the Battle of Coruscant. You've played the complete saga before, Corey, haven't you?
Yes, I played the original.
Oh, okay.
On the 360.
Yes, and you've played the Battle of Coruscant level.
Yes.
Where you're flying between the ships and you've got to shoot the big ship but it breaks it in half and you fly through the middle and you see the big laser come down from the Venator and hit the Munificent class star frigate and it blows it up and you see everything and the kitchen sink, Corey.
Yeah.
The kitchen sink flies up as well.
It's a good time.
It is a good time. Episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005, and what a world that was.
Yeah. I was 5 years old.
The story this is about Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side of the Force.
Yes. Tying it up very nicely so we can get
Yes.
Star Wars, the original.
Yeah, Star Wars the original, Star Wars 97. Well, George Lucas did a very bold and brave move of calling his first film his fourth film.
Yeah.
Saying, this is Episode 4, A New Hope. Everyone's going, well, where's the first 3 films, George? He says, well, we're going to go back and tell you what happened. And this is the rounding off. This is Episode 3. This is Revenge of the Sith. Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smits
is in this film. You don't know Jimmy Smits, Corey?
I don't know Jimmy Smits.
Oh, you can look up Jimmy Smits. It's Bail Organa.
I've heard you say Jimmy Smits about 20 times in the past.
Okay.
God, that's how long?
In the past 5 minutes.
Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smits. He's Senator Bail Organa, Corey, the representative for Alderaan in the Galactic Senate. He joins the rebellion, Corey. He's in Rogue One, Corey.
Great, I've got him up.
Rogue One. Jimmy Smits.
There he
Remember the
is.
name.
He's
Great
in
man.
a
Great man.
NYPD Blue.
Yeah, of course he is.
LA Law.
Alongside Jimmy Smits, we've got, obviously he's not first build. Is,
I was going to say you're putting him first.
Ewan McGregor. You've got Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen.
On the poster, Jimmy Smits.
Yeah, Jimmy Smits in episode 3 of Revenge of the Sith. And I think he was in Dexter as well.
He was, yeah.
Natalie Portman, Padme Amidala, of course. Ian McDiarmid.
Yep.
Emperor Sheev Palpatine. Well, he's Supreme Chancellor for
Yep.
a good portion of the film. Then he becomes Emperor Sheev Palpatine. Christopher Lee, the one and only, the famous Sir Christopher.
Yep.
Sir Christopher Lee, as good old Count Dooku. He does that front flip off the
Lovely front
the
flip.
balcony. You love the front flip. I love the front flip too. He could have walked down the stairs.
Yeah, but why not?
He's an 8-year-old man. He's
Yeah.
gonna front flip off the balcony.
Hey, Christopher Lee and Count Dooku's got flair.
Yeah, he has. He's got flair. He's got that cool cape.
He's got a cool cape, he's got a curved lightsaber, man's got flair.
Frank Oz comes back as Yoda. We've got Temuera Morrison as all the clones.
Yep.
And Silas Carson is Kiadi Mundi, Newt Gunray. And then Matthew Wood as the voice of General Grievous and all the battle droids as well. And a couple of returning people with Bonnie Piaisi as Baru Lars, who turns up at the end of the film to pick up old baby Luke on Tatooine.
Yep.
What do you think of the cast for this film?
I mean, I like it. I like the prequel cast, in all fairness. I think everyone does a really good job. Obviously, I know at the time they got a bit of slack when it was coming out and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Ewan McGregor's great.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen's fantastic.
All the returning Anthony Daniels as C-3PO.
Yep, Samuel Jackson.
Yep. So we've yet to mention. I was going to bring him up actually. There's a picture of him here.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. I've got a picture of the cast list, and I'm
Fair
looking at
enough.
them now. I was just going to say the Kenny Baker also comes back as R2-D2.
Yep.
We get Peter Mayhew, because returning from the original cast of 1977, we get Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca in a cameo role. And of course, the man himself, Sizzling Sam Jackson.
Yep.
We can't have Star Wars Episode 3
Nope.
without a bit of sizzle. As Sizzling Sam jumps onto the scene as Jedi Master Mace Windu.
Yes. And he really
lightsaber.
gets for sizzle in this film.
He does get a lot of sizzle.
There's a lot of sizzle in this
A
film.
lot of sizzle. A lot of sizzle in his face, a lot of sizzle in the face of Ian McDiarmid.
Yeah.
With the lightning, as you can tell. That scene is both a great scene and one of just the most famous moments of Star Wars, where it is evident that Ian McDiarmid, the amazing actor that he is, obviously the fight choreography in the prequels
Yep.
is completely worldly different. Obviously,
Yes.
big respect to Nick Gillard and all the stunt team that did all that work. And to make the sword fighting and the swashbuckling fast pitch action of Revenge of the Sith and all the prequel films flow with the lightsaber combat.
Yeah.
Because everyone's
It's very like
swinging and-
twirly and
twirly and spinning and flicking. Everyone's with big strikes and cutting and turning and moving. And Ian McDiarmid, bless him, he's older.
He's
older
old,
gentleman,
yeah.
Much like Christopher Lee, he's an older gentleman. So in parts they've had to kind of CGI a head onto a stuntman's body, right?
yeah.
And sometimes in the blur shots, it's kind of, you could look past it. But there's some shots where his face like moving in like chunks. You see his head moving in chunks. And then they intercut it with Ian McDiarmid, and he is doing the art of facial acting.
Yep.
Already. Looking on your face, there's not one frame of this film where Ian McDiarmid isn't giving 1,010% to his facial expression, especially in this fight with Samuel L. Jackson, because he's doing the sneering, he's doing the bug eye face. He does one face where, like, when you take a sharp intake of breath,
Okay.
you go like, you do like a kind of like
Yeah.
a sucking face. He does that at one point, where his lightsaber comes out and he goes like that. I'm like, Ian, you're really, he's hamming it up.
Yeah.
He's chewing. The scenery's been destroyed by all the chewing he's doing. It is good scenery.
It is.
They say the prequel's 99% CGI, but I feel like it's with good purpose, because
Yeah.
you see all the grand scale of the Coruscant and Naboo. I'm trying to think of planets they go to. They go to a lot of planets in this. Kashyyyk and Felucia and all those amazing worlds and Seleucumai and everything.
Yeah.
We see all those amazing worlds, and even Tatooine at the end. I remember Ian McGregor was on an interview saying that he comes riding in on a CGI camel.
Yep.
And it was like, he's on the pommel horse, and he's going to move from side to side, because it's, and then he rides that big lizard, doesn't he?
Just about a massive lizard.
Boga is the lizard's name, and it's a Varactyl from Utapau. Which
Very nice.
Utapau. And Utapau was actually the original name for a Tatooine,
Oh.
I think. Or was it the original name for Naboo? One of those.
Yeah, I can't help you.
Okay, I think it was the original name for Naboo, but it might have been the original name for Tatooine as well, I'm not sure. It's been a long used name, I think, by different people. You might also notice one of the names in the credits is Oliver Ford Davies, who plays C.O. Bibble in episode 1. He's in the credits for this, despite he has a 5-second cameo at the end of the film.
Great.
So I'm not sure, how well he must have got paid very well to have his name in the credits and not be in the film for very long. A few other actors who are to note of this: Bruce Spence, quite a famous New Zealand actor. If you like Mad Max,
I have seen Mad Max. Actually, it's quite good.
Bruce Spence, the original Mad Max.
Yep.
If you like, you'll know Bruce Spence. He played Tion Medon, the Utapauan administrator of Pau City, I think it's called. Jeremy Bulloch has a cameo in this film. Jeremy Bulloch is the original actor that played Boba Fett.
Very nice.
Empire Strikes Back. He played Captain Colton, who is the captain of the CR-90 Corvette, the Tantive 3, which is Bail Organa's ship. And then, as I said, we had cameos from Peter Peter Mayhew and other members of the original cast. Ahmed Best, of course, returns as Jar Jar Binks. The most recent news as of these past few days is the new Lego Star Wars special.
Yep, I know where this is going.
Alternate World special, which reveals a kind of what if Star Wars thing. Because people have been saying, oh, we need to get a what if for Marvel version for Star Wars, right?
Yep.
So Lego goes, we'll give you this. We'll rebuild the galaxy or something like that.
Yeah.
And the main crux of the trailer is that we have Darth Jar Jar.
It is realised. Yep, it's in this.
And it is Ahmed Best returning to voice Jar Jar Binks for the first time in, I don't know, 30-something years.
Which should be fun.
Which will be a lot of fun.
We'll
review it.
I like the whole Darth Jar Jar theory.
I do. And I also like Ahmed Best because he's got a real bad rap of it.
Yeah.
And it's very evident in this film. He doesn't even have a line in this film. Jar Jar doesn't say a word.
No.
He just looks sad when Padme dies, and that's it.
You can tell at this point people have very much got
the criticism of Jar Jar is in the consciousness.
Yeah.
Is in the public consciousness now. The way his role has been greatly reduced in every film.
Yeah.
Like in the first film, there's a lot of Jar Jar.
There's a lot of Jar Jar Binks.
In the second film, there's not as much Jar. They've reduced Jar Jar, and in the third film, there's no Jar Jar.
Nope. He's literally there because he essentially has to be just for continuity reasons.
Oh, there's Jar Jar. He exists. Well, I'm sure no one would blame George Lucas for, at the time, 2005, for just having not even a shot.
No.
None of them. But they have to kind of give some kind of closure, I guess, and that's as much as it happens. And there's also various, Star Wars is a very packed universe, full of loads of people and different roles and characters. We get a few cameos from people that you might recognise. Some of the Separatist Council are back. Rune Harker, of course, they all get killed on Mustafar.
Yep.
But we have Rune Harker and San Hill and Poggle the Lesser, one of my favourite Star Wars characters, who also make Wat Tambor, your mate.
Good old Wat Tambor.
Yeah, Wat Tambor, he's in this. You might have recognised Wat Tambor as watching the film. And, Pascal Argente and the person from the Commerce Guild, I think is called Shumai, but I don't know if that's their actual name. And she's a Gossam, but they are. I'm just rattling names off now.
Yeah.
Another cameo in this, talking about cameos, is Wayne Pygron, who is, I think he's an Australian actor. He is. And he turns up in this film as a young Governor Wilhuff Tarkin.
Very nice.
So we've got a cameo. So Tarkin, Moneyman, is
Moneyman.
in this. Moneyman Tarkin is in this. He's at the end when Vader comes onto the bridge of the Imperial Venator. You see him. He just kind of turns away and walks off, and that's him. That's his cameo.
We love a bit of Moneyman.
Love a bit of Tarkin, Moneyman. We love him. And but the strange thing is, Wayne Pygron was cast because apparently he looks like Peter Cushing, which I don't think he does. I just think he's got a bit of a nose like Peter Cushing. And you can see in the film, he's not actually dressed up, he's wearing a mask, he's wearing prosthetics.
Right.
So I don't know whether his cast was as legitimate as as he says it is, but who am I to say? And if you're interested in another cameo, Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa, who are babies, are played by the editor, who's Roger Barton, are played by the editor's just his son, Aidan Barton, when he was born.
Fair enough.
So there you go. You want to get a baby, get a real baby, I guess. Or a fake baby. As
imagine, I don't know how many years later, 10, 15 years later, telling that kid, oh, by the way...
You're in Star Wars.
There you are.
There you are, you're in Star Wars, yeah, of course. He's not the only son to be in this, though. George Lucas's own son, as Jet Lucas, that's a name.
That's a name.
Jet Lucas, you get this, it plays a character as well, the character of Zet Jukasa, who is a Padawan who fights off some of the clone troopers during the Order 66 scene.
Very nice.
And then George Lucas himself is in this film.
Of course.
He cameos as Baron Papanoida, the Pantoran Baron, and his daughter Katie Lucas plays another blue-skinned Pantoran called Chi Ikwe, who I think is one of the Baron's daughters or something like that.
Right.
So yeah, there we are. Quite a varied cast we've got for episode 3. Let's talk about some of the events. Let's take it from the Battle of Coruscant.
Okay.
Immediately, you thrust into the action. Boom! The lightsaber fight.
Yep.
Between Count Dooku and Obi-Wan and Anakin. Count Dooku is he's an older gentleman, but he's sprightly. He can spin his lightsaber around. You can use the Force and crush everyone's legs with a floorboard or something, a bridge or whatever he does.
Yeah.
And then Anakin defeats him, cuts off his hands, and then goes for the double-bladed move.
Yeah.
And Palpatine says the infamous line of, do it.
Do it.
Do it. Kill him. Do it. And I can never not say, do it, without saying...
No, it's always... Yeah.
Do it. Do you think the Game Grumps popularised that?
Yeah, probably. Probably helps.
They started that meme. They might have, I don't know. Because I can remember the moment when they were playing whatever they're playing, and they came up with saying "do it," and then it came from Chancellor Palpatine.
Yeah.
And they started doing all the different types of "do it," like stew it and,
yep.
and fondue it and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. Go on. You got any more on you?
Blew it.
Blew it was one. Yeah, nice.
Renew it is
yeah.
a good one. Glue it.
Glue it's good.
That's my favourite. Because there goes Palpatine, I broke my pencil. And he goes, glue it. And there you go. It's those style of jokes. Think of a word that rhymes with do, and it's pretty good, right? And he goes like, another one was Palpatine's going up to a woman for like a date.
Yeah.
And he screws it up, walks away, goes, blew it. And all that kind of thing. And episode 3, rife with memes.
Yeah.
Per se. Right?
I mean, the whole prequel trilogy's kind of got.
yeah, but episode 3 especially, I think. There's a few in episode 1, episode 2 has a couple of good ones, but there's a point where every line in episode 3 has, somewhat been, even from like just the talking ones, where people are just in a room speaking to each other. They've become sort of the internet gotcha memes where it becomes quite fun. For like, oh, there you go, I know where that's been used. Oh, yeah, I know where that's been used, or that kind of thing.
But no, I mean, you are correct. The like I say, the prequel trilogy dialogue has always been a bit. It's often been talked about, at least. But no, there is quite a lot of quotes in this, especially in more kind of modern day stuff.
Here we go.
Have you got a whole list?
The website that I like to use a lot, TV Tropes.
Nice.
If you've ever been on TV Tropes before, shout out to you, TV Tropes. Not the Weekly Rec, but shout out to you regardless. The TV Tropes website, always good for looking up stuff. And they have a list of related memes for Revenge of the Sith.
There we go. What you got for
us? There's several folders. There's memes that quote Obi-Wan. There's memes that quote Palpatine.
Yep.
There's Anakin, General Grievous, and other characters. And there's also Backstroke of the West at the end. If you've not heard about Backstroke of the West,
I haven't actually. What is it?
I think if we want to do something, we should watch Backstroke of the West at some point and record it.
Oh God!
Backstroke of the West is the Chinese dub of Revenge of the Sith.
Great.
It's been redubbed into English.
Right.
So basically, it's been translated
to Chinese and then retranslated back
into English.
Great.
Which gives such amazing lines as some of the following. This is where the fun begins, said by Anakin.
I think I've heard that one.
Becomes game time started.
Great.
Right. Did you hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Said by Palpatine. Becomes Did you heard the tragedy that reached the man? And the famous Darth Vader no at the end of the film, where Darth Vader hears about the death of Padme Amidala, and he goes no, becomes do not want, which replaces the word no.
Do not want.
Also, do not want, and also all the characters' names are changed as well.
Great.
Obi-Wan. Oh, I remember Obi-Wan is called Section Ratio. Anakin is called Ala Gold.
Okay.
And General Grievous is called Space General.
Nice.
Which I think is the best one of all.
That's fine.
Because it's just a space general.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's famous when they do the hello there meme and General Grievous turns around and he goes, Section Ratio, General. Okay, let's check some of these out. Memes quoting other characters.
Here we go.
It's said by Padme, this is our liberty dies with thunderous applause, which is a dark line.
That's a very dark line.
It's a dark line. And I think James Cameron would praise that line to George Lucas, saying how good it was. And that line is listed as one of Padme's memes. Mace Windu has a few. You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master, which is another great one. And take a seat, young Skywalker, which is also present.
Yep.
That one is the council scene as well. The whole council scene of you're on this council, not granted rank of master, and Anakin's reaction.
Yeah.
Because this is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be on the council and not be a master?
Yeah.
You know, he just wants to be a Jedi Master. That's all. You know.
That's all he wants.
There was actually a plot in this film which got sort of cut up in the edit because some people say there was like a 4-hour cut from Errand of the Sith.
Oh, okay.
Right. And one of the plot lines in that is that Anakin is led to believe by Palpatine that the Jedi are trying to take over the Republic.
Right.
Or trying to destroy the Senate or take over the power of the Senate to. And obviously that means Padme.
Yep.
To control the Republic. That's why Anakin says at the end, I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over, or something like that.
Right.
When that's kind of subtext in the film, but in the 4-hour version, apparently it's very, you know, at the forefront. And that's why Palpatine, you can kind of tell with certain lines that they say,
yeah,
that's where it was going. But it's kind of to shake Anakin's trust in it. When again, it was in this version, it's said to be like, oh, they just won't make him a Jedi Master, which I feel like is a bit petty.
Yeah,
Anakin Skywalker's a bit of a petty person.
A little bit as well.
That you might as well think it's that reason.
Yeah.
Other than the other reason. One of Mace Windu's meme lines here is just him saying, "A Sith Lord," which is when Anakin says, I've discovered Palpatine is the Sith Lord we're looking for. Mace Windu turns to him dramatically and goes, "A Sith Lord." And that's just great. We're big Mace Windu fans.
We are indeed.
Purple lightsaber with all the, you were under arrest, Chancellor. And he gets all the lines out. He just kicks Palpatine in the face.
Of course he does.
And of all the, for a powerful Sith Lord as Palpatine is, he can't stop the hands off Mace Windu.
No.
Mace Windu a kick to the face.
Yep.
That would, do it, right? And let's talk about the other famous lightsaber battle in Revenge of the Sith, which has got to be Anakin versus Obi-Wan on Mustafar.
Good old Mustafar.
Take us through it, Corey. How does it happen?
Yeah, well, Anakin has been told at this point, him and Padme are having kids, and has been told, or he's been having visions that Padme is going to die in childbirth. So he's been told by Palpatine that I can save her, or whatever. And he goes off, is on Mustafar, and Padme comes in, trying to stop him. She's been told by Obi-Wan that he's turned to the dark side, they've found his hologram. And so she goes there and he chokes her out because he sees Obi-Wan and he gets mad.
Well, Obi-Wan's just standing there. Obi-Wan's power posing on the ramp of the ship. He's just staring down.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan then comes down and has been like, okay, well, I guess we're fighting now.
Yes, I guess we're fighting now. Well, he says that his allegiance is to the
Republic, to democracy.
Which I love that line. I love how intense that line is said.
It's very tense.
It's quite a pedestrian line to say it so intensely. Again, it's also leaning on that plot of the Jedi will try and take over the Republic. Obi-Wan cares about democracy versus Anakin.
Of course.
Cares about the Empire or whatever, right? But he goes, Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy. And he goes, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy. And then Obi-Wan says, and do you know what Obi-Wan says after this?
I can't go on.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Which, if you're interested, is an absolute in itself.
Yep.
So, because you're saying only a Sith can deal in absolutes. And he goes, I'll do what I must. Because you will try. And then he does a backflip.
Yep.
And the fight is started. Because every Star Wars film has to start with some kind of flip.
It's got to start on a flip.
Start with a flip. And then straight into the fast, speedy lightsaber fight.
Yep.
And it's awesome to realise when you say, oh, this must be sped up. But no, this was real time. They were that fast.
Yeah.
Because they knew the routine of it. It's almost like, it's like it's choreographed.
Yes.
You've got to make the steps look right so that the strikes look believable.
Yeah.
So that you can hit here. And I think it gets better as well, because Episode 2 kind of lets it down a bit because they're fighting an old man and then Yoda turns up and he's like a tennis ball. But in Episode 1 and Episode 3 especially, there's great lightsaber fights. I can obviously Ray Park, Darth Maul, and here with Hayden, and who's just a natural. And here with Hayden and with Ewan as well. Yeah,
I mean you can tell as well with the actors they've really put in the time, and there's countless footage around behind the scenes just doing it all the time.
Yeah, with the, it's like long sticks, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've got the sort of metallic sticks, and they clang against each other, and they're doing it as fast, and it's like up here, back here, that kind of thing, and it all works out, and it looks like such fluidity to get it looking like that fast on the screen.
Yeah.
As well.
And it's done really well.
It is. Even though I do kind of prefer the episode 1 fight with Darth Maul a little bit more, just because it's like 3 people.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that one.
Just because it's like a bit 3 people, and Darth Maul's got the double-bladed saber.
Yeah.
But you can't diminish the story chops of Anakin versus Obi-Wan, and the whole master versus student. Who's going to come on top? And the locations as well. They're fighting on the top of the platform. They're fighting in the control room with all the bodies. They're fighting on the table. They're fighting on it's like a runway kind of thing. And the lava, there's an explosion, and there's just like volcano footage in there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It must have been just like a shot of a volcano exploding. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
And then like a regular volcano, and there's CGI lava, and the lava like hits the bridge, and it goes like blah, 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 like that, and they both have to hide behind these 2 pillars, and they're on like different sides to each other, right? And they're in the middle, and it's like, see. I can see what George Lucas was thinking there, separating them up. Yeah. And then when they're climbing that tower, but it's like a tower that's fallen into the lava river and something like that. And yeah, I think it's really interesting to think about the choreography, but also the amount of story beats that has gone into from the prequels all the way here. And it's just made better by the Clone Wars, really. It's just enhanced by the amount of story that the Clone Wars has given as well, and the fact that in Season 7 we know that Ahsoka is trying to escape the Venator at this very time. The Siege of Mandalore is concluded, and as Obi-Wan battles Anakin, and Anakin's becomes Darth Vader, we know about what Ahsoka's doing as well.
Yeah. But no, this fight is great. It's really good. It's really good. And obviously,
how does the fight end?
Well, it's concluded. Obi-Wan has the high ground. Which is a famous line, I have the high ground now. And you're thinking it's over, and Anakin just, for some reason, decides to do a flip again, jumps over Obi-Wan, and
a good trick.
Just gets cut in half.
He does. And everyone doesn't hold back.
Doesn't care.
To go through all the limbs and just immediately take him out of the game. Not like force push him and stun him, not like, I don't know, cut one limb off.
No, he cuts off 3.
Or cut his lightsaber or something, I don't know, go for his robot hand. No idea, just all limbs. Just
all limbs.
2 legs and an arm. All gone. Just
leaves him on the floor, essentially, in lava.
Yeah, but on the floor, burning alive.
And Obi-Wan's like, well...
Mustafar, rolling side.
I'm off now.
Yeah, takes his lightsabers off. He goes, oh, well, better not doubt the high ground next time.
Yeah.
Take your own high ground.
And he's off.
How tactically sound was the high ground, do you think? Because they act like that's the big thing. They act like it's a big thing. Obi-Wan jumps on the rock and he goes, "It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground." And then I'm thinking, well, you must have had the high ground at several points in this fight, and you did decide to declare it then. But now you decide to declare it because you're up this hill. I guess. How sound was the high ground be in a strategy?
If you're on like a narrow, like stairs, I could see it being quite useful. If you're in the open, though, I don't know how. Saying that. It's a bit history. Like back at Hastings, they were on top of a hill. That was very helpful for them.
Why didn't Anakin just jump onto the jump onto the bit of the bit of rock behind the high ground?
Ego, I guess. I don't know.
Like, well, I guess I'm going to do a cool flip. When he says, "You underestimate my power," the power to do flips.
I guess he thinks he's that good that he can flip over and somehow trick Obi-Wan.
And get him, then he can do a cool flip. And then Obi-Wan says, "Don't try it. Don't try to do a flip." I guess he's trying to say.
Well, I think he knows what he's going to do. He can see it in his head. He's like,
You're going to do a jump, and I'm going to cut your limbs off.
Yeah.
Aha, yeah. Yes. And I think that then we get the very emotional. We get that moment. Then we get a very emotional moment from Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Where he gives, you were the chosen one. It said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, and all of that. And it's very, emotional, tearjerker moment.
Very emotional. It's very
heavy.
And
off Obi-Wan goes.
Yep.
And he takes the children of Padme. Padme dies of a broken heart.
Yep.
Which is, I think, still a bit dumb, but
sure. But
that heartbroken. She should have had that Anakin choked her to death.
I mean,
that would have been tragic and sad.
Well, yeah, because when obviously Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, he gets told by Palpatine anyway that he killed her.
Yeah.
which would make a bit more sense.
Mm.
He's like, oh yes, I can save her. Oh, by the way, now you're back. Yeah, you killed her.
Yeah, exactly. And they take the two children. Leia goes to the Organas.
Yep.
And Luke goes back on his
Tatooine.
crappy farm because
Yep.
that's very bad.
Hello, Uncle Owen.
Yeah, good job, Uncle Owen. Leia decides to go to the rich planet
Yep.
Alderaan with his royal family. Oh, excellent, good for Leia. Luke, moisture farming.
But Luke's got
Put him on a
Obi-Wan.
farm.
Luke's got Obi-Wan in a cave somewhere.
Yeah, Obi-Wan in the cave, sleeping in the cave, desert hermit Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
It's always good, but that's what the Obi-Wan show tells us.
Yeah, he's just there.
Of course.
He's waiting for
Yeah,
time.
he's hanging out. And it's all set for episode 4.
Yep.
All together, it's all set for episode 4. And I felt like, what a time this was in 2005, when you've got the Revenge of the Sith, the end of the prequel. People think, it's going to be the last Star Wars film ever, right? Well, it was for
a while.
The Force Awakens, basically.
Yep.
I think that was the last cinematic Star Wars film release.
Yeah.
So yeah, it must have been 2005, and then what? 2015
Something like that.
When it came out, like 10 years. Because I always think that The Force Awakens came out sooner than it did.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, it must be like 2019 or something, but no, it was like 2015.
I always think it's
But
sooner than it was.
The buzz was everywhere for The Force Awakens, and the same way The Phantom Menace was in 1999. The buzz for that film was just a new start for this new, Titanic franchise stepping back with a new film, and the amount of work it takes as well. I'm not going to doubt, because people, like to trash Revenge of the Sith, but the generation that watched Revenge of the Sith as kids and has grown up with it now, and now at that age where they can be like, yeah, I love Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
And I had all the toys and all of that kind of thing, and all the action figures of General Grievous and the B2 Super Battle Droid and everything. Right, that's what I had. I had the Battle Droid on a stap.
Very nice.
And the clone troopers. I had the Shock Trooper and the 501st Clone Trooper as well. It's Phase 2 Clone Troopers. Very proud of them. Yeah. Because what you did was, and also I love for there's this meme, but there's this sort of phenomenon goes around called the dream. Have you ever had the dream, Corey?
I've had a dream. Have I had the dream? I don't know.
It's basically where you go back to like your time as a kid, where there was like shelves upon shelves of just the toys that you love.
Right.
Right. It's often said in the Lego community as the dream, like where you dream that you go to like a Toys R Us or something, right, or a Smith's, and the aisle would just be full of classic Star Wars sets or something, right? I've had the dream, but it's like with the Revenge of the Sith, Power of the Force action figures.
Nice.
Right? That's what you get. They'd be in this like bubble packaging, right? Not like the Kenner packaging. It was like a box, but it was like a bubble.
Yeah.
Right? And the character would be in there. It'd have like little accessories, or gun or whatever, and there'd be like a line that like described what the character did or something like that. It's like a clone trooper with blaster missile action or something, right? And I just feel like that wave and the amount of sort of Star Wars was that first thing to do merchandising, because back in 1977 merchandising was unheard of for films.
Yeah.
You just didn't get anything, that kind of thing. And when George Lucas bought the rights to toys for Star Wars, people were like, he's mad, And now look where it's got him.
It's massive.
Yeah, massive. Oh, the whole industry. But let's give Star Wars Revenge of the Sith a real rating, and let's move on to the weekly rec.
I really enjoy it. I think it's a great film. I think it's the best of the prequels, and I think in terms of the 9 Star Wars mainline films, I also think it's really good. It's probably up there for me. So it's going to get high. So I'm going to go probably in the realms of an 8.5.
Right. Okay.
Because I really enjoy it. I think tying it up is great.
I was going to go with 8.
Okay.
But because you've gone 8.5, I will also match you on an 8.5 as well.
It's just really good at tying things up.
Yeah,
Sets up the next 3.
Yeah, it brings it. Oh, I found them. I found the bubble packaging.
You found it.
Figures. Yeah, you can get one. You can buy Obi-Wan Kenobi for £19.
Wow.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, Revenge of the Sith. Oh, it looks great. Oh, wow, with pilot gear, Corey.
Oh
pilot
my god.
Gear. Just look up Episode 3 figures. I think it's You'll know what I'm talking about when I describe the bubble packaging.
Figures. Episode 3 figures.
Now you can get Palpatine, Supreme Chancellor Palpatine. He's got lightning you can put on his hands.
Ah, yes. Okay, I think I know what you mean.
It's kind of like it looks like a Darth Vader helmet. It's
Yeah.
The bubble is. Yeah, this is what it's all about, basically. This is what it's all about. This is my childhood. Look, there's a Kit Fisto. There's a Kit.
Oh my god.
There's a Kit Fisto.
He needed
you want Kit Fisto, you got him.
He needed a figure. He did.
He did. He did need a figure for his appearance in this film, where he dies within 20 seconds to Palpatine.
Yeah.
There's General Grievous as well. He's got a 4 lightsaber attack.
Wow.
4-arm General Grievous. This General Grievous looks pretty good, actually, to say. Okay, this is 2005. But there's a Count Dooku as well. You can get a Count Dooku. 2006. Action figure. Oh, yeah, this is what it was all about. This is what it's all about. Oh, there's the Clone Trooper. That's a Recon Force Clone Trooper. I'll see if I can find the ones that I had. I had the 501st one and the... I'm going to see if I can type it in. If I can find it. I had the 501st clone and the... Oh yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, episode... Yeah. 501st clone. Oh yeah, there's a picture of... Yeah, I found him. Oh, that's great. Oh, what a blast from the past. Okay. I'm going to go... Oh yeah, I found the Shock Trooper as well. As well. It's the same line.
Very nice.
It's the... Episode 3 Greatest Battles Shock Trooper. Got $47 on eBay for it. Oh yeah, that's the way. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. I look great. Oh, I just like yesterday, Corey. Even back then, I just wanted to get the troopers. Didn't get any of the characters. Just thought, give me a trooper. That's what I want.
Very nice.
All about the troopers. Now, let's... Our real rating, thank you.
Yep.
Our real rating is 8.5, and it's time for the weekly rec.
Yes,
Corey.
this is mine. So I was on social media the other day, and I saw something come up. Now, I think I saw it on May the 4th as well. The Simpsons do specials for Disney Plus, similar to how Star Wars do specials and other franchises do specials. And they did one for Star Wars recently called May the 12th Be With You.
Okay.
But it came out as of recording today on May the 10th. So I don't know why it's called May the 12th.
2 days out.
Don't know why it's called that. But I gave that a watch, and I then found out that Simpsons have also done 2 other Star Wars specials.
Okay, we could review them if you want.
That are 5 minutes long. One's something Rogue One, and one is it's based on like Force Awakens or something. What's it called?
Right. Okay.
The Force Awakens from its nap.
Right.
Great names for these.
Yeah, great names.
So I gave them a watch. I was interested by them. They're interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they were great. If you
you
want to watch a load of Disney people and characters like Bambi and Dumbo and whatever carry lightsabers and fight off some troopers,
yeah,
then go ahead. One of them, she's fighting a baby Darth Maul, and Maggie dies. R.I.P.
Maggie, yeah. So what would you give the? You're naming one Simpsons.
I'm going to put them in a group.
Okay.
There's 3 of them. They're all about 5 minutes long. They're, like I say, interesting but not great.
Right.
So I'm going to go in a realm of a 6.5.
Okay, 6.5. Fair enough.
But not bad. They're somewhat okay. The animations are really good. The Cantina Band appearing in the May the 12th.
Yeah.
If you like a bit of Cantina Band.
Charman's Cantina, yeah. Fingering Down and the Modal Nodes.
Don't know if they make an appearance.
Okay, well, they're the Cantina Band.
Okay, who's the other band? What's the Max Rebo?
Oh, they're just called the Max Rebo Band.
Great, yeah, they should have been in it. It would have bumped it up if they were in it.
Yeah, it's because they're the Max Rebo Band, yeah, basically. They've got Max Rebo and Droopy McCool and all the cool guys. Yeah, exactly. So what will you give the...
I will give it a 6.5 for all 3 of them put together.
Okay, for all 3 of them, yeah, sounds great. And I'm very excited for our next few broadcasts. We're doing our Star Wars Maya characters.
Yep.
We're going to review Tales of the Empire, the new 6-episode animated sort of I want to say it's an anthology series because they're different stories.
Yeah, I guess so.
In each 3 episodes. So yeah, the 6-episode anthology series for Star Wars, the Clone Wars style animation. Looks great. Corey's not seen it. I have.
Yes.
Corey's not seen it yet, so I'm very excited to see you see it and talk about it as well. So thank you very much. May the Force be with you. And it's a goodbye from me. Goodbye and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.